Okay, thank you. So I just want to start by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people. So they're the traditional custodians of the land which we're gathered on today. And I'd also like to pay my respect to elders past and present. So thank you for the opportunity. I'm really excited to share with you a little bit of information about the Maranguka project and where we're going to be headed in the future. The project is the first major community and data-driven justice reinvestment initiative in Australia. And we've recently developed a shared measurement framework to monitor our performance, track our progress towards outcomes, and learn what is and isn't working in our group's collective approach. The framework is really exciting because we're involving the community like never before. We're following a community-based participatory research approach because it's proven in yielding concrete knowledge and understanding that can guide our working group's initiatives. The Maranguka project is conducted by, for and with the participation of community members. Local knowledge in Bourke is a key contributor to making a concrete and constructive difference. As such, the Bourke Tribal Council have full control of the data that's collected under the Safe, Smart, Strong strategy. And thank you. And in addition, we're sourcing vital information from other community groups such as the Maranguka Youth Advisory Council, the Journey to Healing Women's Group and the Men of Bourke. So these groups actively participate in the data collection process and the results are openly available to them for things such as policy articulation, planning, monitoring and evaluation. We've ensured through the project that Aboriginal people in Bourke have the right to maintain, control, protect and develop the data that is collected about them. The first stages of the Maranguka project focused on building trust between community members and service providers. We spent a lot of time thinking about how do we reduce offending and make the community a safe place. In doing that, we've implemented and identified some circuit breakers, which included addressing breaches of bail, outstanding warrants and implementation of a learner driver program. The data that we collected looked to tell a story about an Aboriginal young person's journey through the criminal justice system in Bourke. We looked at things such as offending, diversion, bail, sentencing, days and times of offences and the reoffending rates. We also collected data about information on early life, education, employment, housing, child safety and healthcare, including mental health and drug and alcohol. The community then fed all of this information back to the Bourke Tribal Council, who set out an agenda for the Maranguka project at a working group and systems change level. So this is all identified and outlined in the Safe, Smart, Strong strategy. Each of our working groups have adopted a test and trial approach to determine over time which activities best drive progress towards our goals and targets. Using our shared measurement system, we're now going to closely monitor our performance and track the activities and adapt our approach as necessary. When we developed our measurement framework, we looked to understand and map the journey of a story of change across a person's life. So from what you can see here, we've highlighted things that we consider to be the key domains of change for our working groups. In early childhood, we're focusing on building culture and family domains to ensure that young people arrive at school ready to learn. And then as a young person progresses through their life, we consider the sense of self and positive pathways to be additional domains requiring focus and for us to ensure that young people are mentally and emotionally equipped for their future, offend less and are progressing along positive pathways. Quite similar is the pathway for men. We believe that we can make sustained change in the Bourke community, but this involves the community having the power to lead and define outcomes. We also acknowledge that local organisations must work collaboratively with the community to ensure that we can achieve these. So our shared measurement system really focuses on giving the community members a platform to define their needs and for working group members to learn and refine their behaviour based on the information that's collected. So the data team for Maranguka have developed some evidence-based and feasible indicators across 4 response levels. And so the reason we've done 4 response levels is so that we can get some comparative information, and we're looking at a pulse check, which gives initially some interesting information that could guide our agenda amendment by the Bourke Tribal Council. Then we'll get some community level responses to track service and community progress, service level responses to demonstrate that community potential is tracking nicely, and government level data because we want to see some accountability there that we're on track to do things as a whole. So with such a large commitment and input from the Bourke community, we believe it's vital to continuously report transparent, relevant and up-to-date data back to the community. And ensuring we're doing this, we're developing a dashboard to share real-time data. We're reporting back to our working groups with intermittent data, and we'll be publishing quarterly results on social media and in the Maranguka community newsletter. The value that we find in this collaborative approach is the effective mapping of service sector supply and demand, the subsequent adaptation of services, and most importantly, change being in the hand of the Bourke community. This allows us to identify and celebrate our achievements. Just going to share some of those with you now. So what we're seeing early on is a reduction in police cautions, warnings and move-ons, dropping from 300 to 3, a 30% reduction in driving offences, a 37% reduction in domestic violence reoffending, and a 25% increase in education engagement for the majority of at-risk young people who are attending the Our Place program. We also saw that in that same cohort of young people, they were not involved in any offending for almost a 1-month period, which was a 100% decrease overall. Services in Bourke really benefit from this data being shared with them because they've got the ability to make informed decisions and to learn and to adapt to what's current within the Bourke community. This allows them to effectively shape their service delivery and achieve outcomes. But above all, the direct partnership between community and services is ensuring that we're unlocking our future together. Thank you, guys.